Hello, friends, and welcome to Adventures in Pixieland. We are in Bible study. My name is Amy. I am indeed an ordained minister. We are in the NIV, and we will be through 2025. In 2026, we will start the KJV. Right now, we are in the book of Genesis. We are in chapter 34, and we are going to do all of chapter 34, which is verses 1 through 31. So let's jump in. This one is called Dinah and the Shechemites. So now Dinah, the daughter of Leah, born to Jacob, went out to visit women of the land. When Shechem's son of Hamor, the Havite, the ruler of the area, saw her, he took her and violated her. So he raped her. His heart was drawn to Dinah, daughter of Jacob. He loved the girl and spoke tenderly to her. And Shechem said to his father Hamor, "Get me this girl as my wife." When Jacob heard that his daughter Dinah had been defiled, his sons were in the field with his livestock, so he kept quiet about it until they came home. Then Shechem's father Hamor went out to talk to Jacob. Now Jacob's son had come in from the fields, and as soon as they heard what had happened, they were filled with grief and fury because Shechem had done a disgraceful thing and then we have against Israel by lying with Jacob's daughter, a thing that should not be done because they were not married.
Motion detected at front door.
So to them, they've shamed her. But Hamor said to them, "My son Shechem has his heart set on your daughter. Please give her to him as a wife. Intermarry with us. Give us your daughters and take our daughters for yourselves. You can settle among us. This land is open to you. Live in it. Trade. Or move about freely in it and acquire property in it." Then Shechem said to Dinah's father and brothers, "Let me find favor in your eyes, and I will give you whatever you ask." See, he shouldn't have touched her until he came to them with all this. "Make the price for the bride and the gift I am bringing you as great as you like. I'll pay whatever you ask. Only give me the girl as my wife." Because their sister, Dinah, had been defiled, Jacob's sons replied deceitfully as they spoke to Shechem and his father Hamor. They said to them, "We can't do such a thing. We can't give our sister to a man who is not circumcised. That would be a disgrace to us. We only give our consent to you on one condition, that you become like us by circumcising all of your males. Then we will give you our daughters and take your daughters for ourselves. We'll settle among you and become one people with you. But if you will not agree to be circumcised, we'll take our sister, or daughter in this case, and go." Their proposal, verse 18, their proposal seemed good to Hamor and his son Shechem. The young men, who was the most honored of all their father's household, lost no time in doing what they said, because he was delighted with Jacob's daughter. So Hamor and his son Shechem went to the gate of their city to speak to their fellow townspeople. "These men are friendly towards us," they said. "Let them live in our land and trade in it. The land has plenty of room for them. We can marry their daughters and they can marry ours. But the men will consent to live with us as one people only on the conditions that our males be circumcised as they themselves are. They won't their livestock, their property, and all other of their animals become ours. So let us give our consent to them so they will settle among us." All the men who went out of the city gate agreed with Hamor and his son Shechem, and every male in the city was circumcised. So they all took a vow to God. 3 days later, while all of them were still in pain, two of Jacob's sons, Simon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, because all of Leah, so completely full blood, took their swords and attacked the unsuspecting city, killing every male. They put Hamor and his son Shechem to the sword and took Dinah from Shechem's house and left. The sons of Jacob came upon the dead bodies and the looted city where their sister had been defiled. D. El Bethel. No, that doesn't make any sense. Or because. Okay. Because their sister had been violated. Okay. They seized their flock and herds and donkeys and everything in the city, everything else of theirs in the city and out in the fields. They carried off all their wealth, all their women and children, taking as plunder everything in the houses. Then Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, "You have brought trouble on me by making me a stench to the Canaanites and the Perizzites, the people living in this land. We are few in number, and if they join forces against me and attack me, I and my household will be destroyed." But they replied, "Should he have treated our sister like a prostitute?" So they're questioning their father and his care for their children, which I can tell you that as we find later from the prophets, that the reason the children of Levi were chosen is because he liked the way that the Levites had their devotion to God. Because he liked the way Levi was, which included defending his sister's honor and not necessarily treating her as if she was merely a possession that didn't matter what happened to her. Why wasn't Jacob angry at the violation of his daughter? That's a better question to me.